Okay, I just wanted to go through what to do once you've got your new lock. And the first thing you're going to want to do is to change the combination. Most locks will open if you just keep turning left and then go to 50 and then go down into your contact points and you should see the lock opening. So in order to change it, I already have a video in section 3 on how to do the lock change and how it all works. But the basic is you're going to be moving your all wheels left until you get the 50 right at the change. And then you're going to be inserting your change key, unlocking the wheels, dialing in the new combination based on where that secondary point is, and then removing the change key. But I have a video explaining that. But I suggest you could change it to the numbers that I did for the sample manipulation, and that could work out really good for you. Now, in order to sort of do the ruler and wire technique, which I think helps a lot because it really makes it easy to do your first manipulations, after you've got a little bit more practice, you can start doing just by looking at the dial, in which case you can just manipulate directly off this. But in order to do the wire and ruler method, you're going to need a piece of wire about 6.5 inches long. You'll need a ruler. You don't need a big ruler. You can cut this one into a much smaller chunk. And if you have a see-through ruler, you can put a little piece of white paper behind it, then you can easily read the ruler. You'll need some tape, and you will also need either a large piece of cardboard, or this is just a clipboard from the dollar store, and you put a hole in so that the lock fits through it, and make sure that it's flush against the back. And you're also going to need a few boxes, and these are just to hold it up off the table. Otherwise, when the wire comes down to the bottom, it's going to get bent going across the table. So you put this on, and you would put some tape down on the back here. I'm not going to do that, and I hope it's not going to fall off while I'm demonstrating this. You take your piece of wire and you do a semicircle on the bottom. So I hope you can see that, but it's at right angles. And then there's a semicircle. And what's going to happen, that's going to just sit on the dial like this, and it's going to get taped in. The next thing to do is to figure out where you're going to be putting your ruler. I recommend somewhere near the top. It's really easy to see from the top. If you put it near the bottom, like I have in my other safe, that's great for having a camera pointed at it, and it's not affecting the view of anything else. But it's difficult to read from down there. So I would recommend putting a top or like this or like this. And so the basic process is you're going to need to figure out where the contact point you're interested in. On the other, the main safe I'm using, it's at 12. On this one, it looks like it's right at 10. You can just feel that, and it's very easy to find. If you take the lock apart, you'll be able to very easily see if you feel uncomfortable in just finding that spot. And I think I'm going to put the ruler on top because that's the easiest place to see. So I am going to just take a piece of tape. So I have a piece of tape, and I'm going to just put it on that semicircle. And I'm going to put doesn't really matter, but put the semicircle sticking away so the wire is closer to the board. It doesn't matter because these wires are very bendy, so no matter what happens, you can always bend it, and you just stick the tape on top. If you stick the tape down well, this is really secure on there. And then again, you're going to need to put that right on the contact point. Now you have to position this ruler so that you can bend this wire down so it's closer to the ruler. Nice thing about this wire is that you can just spend forever getting it exactly how you want it. Make sure you don't drop that here because I haven't taped it down. And what you're going to do is just look to make sure where you're on the contact point. And around the contact, remember you're going to be going to lower numbers here. So as it moves You're going to be doing some small right rotations to make sure that the needle will be over top of those little millimeter lines the whole time. It might be at a little bit of an angle. And once you've found that location, you just tape the ruler to this backing, and then you're done. That's all you have to do. And then when you're looking at your contact points, you'll have your millimeters that you can see, and Bob's your uncle. Okay, this is what it looks like when it's finished. All I did is tape the ruler on here. Another tip is you can actually cut this little piece of wire so it fits with where you've taped your ruler. And let's just zoom in a little bit more on here. I'll move this a little closer. And you can see as I am around the contact point that it is the little pointer is right over top of the millimeter, so I can make accurate measurements of this. And this is all ready to manipulate now.